Hey guys, this is HD. This is the HD pregame show. I do have a special guest on the pregame show today. It is...
Husky.
Yes, it is Husky. Today we're going to be casting Why Not and Beyblade. I think Not Beyblade is his name. And Why Not has actually a TL user stream, and apparently last night he played a really epic Terran versus Protoss. He is Protoss, by the way, on Steps of War. So he emailed me this replay. I looked it over. It looks pretty darn good. And as you guys know, if you guys watch Husky's channel, we've been doing a lot of code things already. And Husky is here to be casting the HDH Invitational as well. But this is the pregame show specifically for Why Not versus Beyblade, and it is going to get started pretty soon. Husky's going to have a few quick words though.
I just want to say, yeah, I'm here in San Francisco for some of the videos. There's actually a video of both of us on my channel, so I guess this is technically my first appearance on your channel. So go check that one out. It's like 30 minutes of us talking about patch number 9, and that's pretty much it. I'm just chilling in San Fran, so enjoy me while I'm here, and thanks for having me on the show.
Of course, anytime. We're glad to have you on the HD Spin Zone. All right, let's go ahead and take it away.
Sweet!
Alright guys, so we are here on Steps of War, and of course Husky is alongside me. We have the red Terran player, Not Beyblade, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. His opponent, Why Not, Blue Protoss, spawning in the top right-hand corner. We're already seeing some massive APM spam from the Terran player. And as I said before, this replay was sent to me over YouTube. And apparently Why Not has a stream on TL.net, and he said this game was really, really good. This is in the Platinum League, so I'm expecting to see a pretty good game here, Husky.
I can't wait to get this one underway, and one thing I want to mention about this map is that there is a really short rush distance in the center. If you guys haven't seen games on Steps of War, I mean, as we watch this probe go out, it takes only a matter of seconds to get out across the map, and so for most of the Terran versus Protosses I've seen, there's been early type of Reaper builds or even proxy barracks, although he's not going to be doing the proxy right now, but just kind of keep that in mind as this game goes on, as getting the barracks at 11 has become extremely standard on this map from what I've seen. I mean, if you notice, he doesn't have that supply depot yet, so we may be seeing that early Reaper rush, usually if they get that barracks at around 11.
And they're getting the gas.
Yeah, exactly, and the early gas. So I think we may be seeing that, but this probe is going to be in here, start harassing the worker on the barracks, and I think he's not actually, he delayed that barracks a little bit already, so I think he's off to a good start here, slowing down these Reapers.
And I gotta say one easy thing, and it's really annoying as a Terran player, now that the Terran SCV has been nerfed to 45 HP, you can just tell the probe to A attack onto the racks that's building, and the probe will always attack the SCV, even if the SCV is tucking away inside the barracks. So that's really good, and it's really annoying as a Terran player. You're forced to pull off additional SCVs off the line. So this racks, ooh, look at that pylon there, great placement, which is actually going to deny the tech lab, and now Not Beyblade forced to lift off.
The big problem with this is if he keeps that probe alive, he can continue to block that off, and he did it. He even had it queued up, and he got it again. And so the barracks forced to lift off, and so far he's delayed it, I think, twice. So every second that ticks by, that Reaper is getting delayed more and more. I think the probe may finally die, but he's still getting away and gonna block that landing. I can't believe he is doing this much harassment just with one little pesky probe.
Wow, and now finally the tech lab going up, and keep in mind, let's take a look at Why Not's vision. He did see the gas going down, so he knows very well that this is going to be a Reaper Rush build. Not Beyblade even there offering his compliments to the great micro from Why Not. And so now Why Not knows that there's Reapers coming. The Reaper has been delayed a significant amount of time, maybe 30 seconds ish. So that's 2+ things for Why Not. He knows that Reapers are coming, and he delayed it. So now he's got the Cyber Core out, and we do have a Stalker chrono boosted.
He is doing exactly what he needs to, is getting the Stalker chrono boosted on the way to get him out ASAP, because usually the Reaper should be about halfway across the map right now. They usually show up just a smidgen before the Stalker comes out, but they're going to be finishing around the same time, so I really don't expect this Reaper to do that much damage. But like I was saying, this map is so common for Reapers that I'm really not surprised to see him still try and do it, but I think that probe HC was doing way too much damage there, and I don't think this is going to be effective whatsoever.
A 50 mineral probe to basically save the game for Why Not allow that rush to happen. Absolutely worth it. Finally the Reaper coming in here, but the Stalker's already ready to go, and Stalkers are really, really good against Reapers. Any ranged unit basically can dominate the Reaper. And now the Reaper is going to come up this ramp, but I think that it is going to get pushed away. So basically the the Reaper rush ultimately fails, but we do have concussive grenades, concussive shells, excuse me, being researched. A second Rax with Tech Lab going down, so it looks like Not Beyblade going to switch over to a Marauder heavy build.
And there's actually a Stargate going down for the Protoss player. In TVP, you don't actually usually see that. I'm not actually sure. We're trying to find it here. It's somewhere. And so I'm not sure exactly what he's going to be doing that. I think it's behind his mineral line. There it is. It's just now
There it
finishing
is.
it. We're able to find it. And the Terran player probably not going to expect this. I sure am not expecting it. Even as I'm expecting this, a Phoenix on the way. So he may be massing up a bunch of Phoenixes to try and lift them up and kill them with the air, but this is something you don't usually see in TvP.
Yeah, so maybe, usually we do see Phoenixes in PvP where they can lift off the Zealots and then snipe them down, or even the Stalkers. So Phoenixes in a PvT, very interesting. Not sure how effective that's going to be. I guess they can lift off the Marauders, like you said. We do have a third Rax coming down, so not Beyblade, almost like he's committing to this one-base Marauder play. Stimpack also being researched, so I'd imagine that we might see some kind of a timing push. Once Stimpaks are ready, we're going to see Marauders fully ready with concussive shells and Stimpaks, and they're going to be facing off against some Phoenixes, so going to be pretty interesting. Maybe this one Phoenix, oh no, there's going to be two. I thought this was going to be used to scout, so interesting.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to keep massing these, because at this point, just taking a look at the Protoss' army, I mean, it's pretty measly. You really have to, I mean, if you're going this type of build, it's all the micro is going to be reliant on you, because if you're going up against a whole bunch of Marauders and you don't have a ground army, you really are going to have to use those Phoenix as well. It's a lot of extra APM. It can be a very fragile build, but as you can see, his opponent actually isn't getting any anti-air at this point, because, I mean, who's going to be expecting Phoenixes this early? And so the Marauders, they can't do anything about the Phoenix. They may be even flying in here and start sniping the Marauders, which they thought they were safe at home, but nope, they're going to terrorize these poor workers.
Yeah, and now the Phoenixes could go to work on the workers, but I think Why Not's going to continue to use this to scout around. Looks like Not Beyblade, seeing that there's Phoenixes in his base, realizes he has an opportunity now to push, because the Protoss player probably doesn't have that much ground army, seeing as how he fast-tech to these Phoenixes, and he does have Stimpak and the concussive shells research, but now the Phoenix is going to work. Marauders have a lot of health,
they're
though.
doing so little damage. Now look, even with two Phoenixes shooting it, they still survived. That one Marauder did, and he was able to block off that ramp. This is exactly what you have to do, because, I mean, look at his army. It's two Stalkers and basically one Zealot doing the majority of the damage, but picking up more Marauders here to try and slowly work him down, and he's up to 3 Phoenixes, I believe. No, he does have a 4th one now, so the energy, if you have this many Phoenixes, you can constantly pick them up, and look, this is actually working. A couple Marines in this army would be much more effective, but he didn't know that there was going to be Phoenixes. There's those Marines just now showing up.
Yeah, finally the Marines coming in, some kind of an anti-air for Bey, and if he didn't have these Marines coming in, then these Phoenixes would have completely dominated this entire push. But now Beyblade applying pressure, gonna take the pylon down. Warp Gate's now unpowered, and Why Not actually in a lot of trouble. Are we gonna see reinforcements coming in? Yeah, a couple reinforcements. Phoenix is moving across the map, maybe to try to pick those off though.
Yeah, that Marine is definitely having fun, able to shoot those Phoenixes where they can't shoot him. I think there's gonna be enough to hold that off, and there's a couple of idle probes just kind of chilling out over here. And you mentioned that pylon getting sniped. That was actually pretty poor placement, I would say, on Why Not's part, because he has all those buildings powered just off the one pylon, and there's a couple extra pylons by that Nexus. Not sure why, but either way, picking up more and more Marauders as these Phoenixes are basically going to be ranking up here. For those of you who don't know, there's actually a ranking system now in StarCraft 2. It's just based on their name, but either way, he's still killing a lot of these. I'm surprised that they have the energy to constantly do this, but that's just how the Phoenixes are. That special ability doesn't cost that much.
No, I think it only costs 50 energy, and seeing as how they have a max of 200, if you just wait around with the Phoenixes and not do anything with them for a while, they're going to have energy to basically non-stop use their Graviton Beam. And here they come again. They're probably going to pick up these two Marauders, and no, maybe not. Right now, both players playing off one base at 10 minutes into the game, so we're not seeing any macros so far, as both players still focusing down with this really small micro strategy, using a lot of these special abilities, as well as just right now Not Beyblade continuing to use these Marauders and his Stimpaks and concussive grenades. I don't think we see any other research or units coming out right now, except an armory. So
yeah, basically right now the Protoss is just sticking to his guns. Just because you don't see production, he's still obviously making units from his warp gates. That just doesn't show up in the queue. He may be setting himself up for an expansion. We see at about 300 minerals. I think it would be a good call for him to expand, because you can keep making the Phoenixes, but as more and more Marines start coming out, then they're just going to be virtually worthless, because Phoenixes, their energy isn't well spent killing individual Marines. That's only 50 minerals per each Marine. And so he looks like I'm not actually sure what he's going to do with these. It looks like so far he's just scouting around, and the income is basically in the Terran's favor right now. I think he may have fallen behind on using his mules there. And then, is that a cannon right there? Yes, it is, on the way to help defend his new expansion. And so I think we may see this go into a little bit of late game, but really Not Beyblade either needs to expand or he needs to get something going, and he does have a Thor right now. Was he supply block there for a second? I think he was. But the Thor is now on the way, and I guess he's going to go to Thor for anti-Phoenix, which is pretty interesting.
Well, the Thor does do splash damage, right, Husky? So, I mean, if those Phoenixes group up like this, a couple Thors can do quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure if the Graviton Beam works. No, it does not work on massive units, and it wouldn't make much sense since they're so heavy. I mean, you would need a lot of